Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Talk podcast. Tonight we have a very special guest. She has been on the platform for, I believe, about 2 years now. You guys have seen her do plenty of summoning videos, and she's had tremendous luck. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey guys, what's happening?
Thank you so much for coming on Social Fire. It's a pleasure to have you. I know we
Yeah.
were working on this for a little bit. Schedules are crazy right now, I think, for everybody in terms of
Yes.
work. Every job right now is just killing us. So it is really cool to have you here.
I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. So the first thing I want to ask you was what type of music are you into? I've always wondered. I don't think I've heard you talk
Oh.
about it a whole lot, and I always use that as my icebreaker.
So I'm really into just a lot of genres, and I know a lot of people say that, well, I'm into everything, but I really grew up with everything. I'm talking like classic rock, like anything from like Eagles to metal to, it really just depends on my mood, to be honest. I guess recently my playlist has been a lot of The Weekend, though. So
The we How do you go from from metal to the weekend?
I'm telling you, literally, it's really broad. I mean, when I was younger, I grew up with a musical background. I actually you know, studied music and played a few instruments and stuff like that when I was younger.
Okay,
So
like
I think
what?
I just um,
A few?
uh, piano. I played French horn for several years. Played trumpet for a while. Um, a few others like guitar for a bit. Haven't played guitar in a long time though, but I think because I loved playing music, I just loved just different types of music, and a lot of it just depends on, well, if the beat's good here, if the lyrics are good with the song. So it's just a huge mix,
No,
a
that's
really
right.
big mix.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. That's really cool. I think it's always a great thing to really just be into everything because there's so many different types of emotion and different genres of music, especially like I'm a huge metal fan, but I love classical music. I love
Yeah.
jazz. I love funk. It's just different ways of expressing your heart. Would you say that's kind of like why you picked up so many different instruments, or is this different ways of, saying this is me?
Yeah, I think I was just always just drawn to trying new things, and I just really enjoy music in general. I like the way it makes you feel. Um, I guess the what's the word like? It's been a long day. I can't think
No,
of the
no,
word,
you're
but
fine. You're
I
fine.
just really, when I'm listening to something, I just really absorb the feeling from it. It's just, I love music. So I actually have, most people see it in my videos. I actually have musical tattoos on my wrists. I have a bass and treble clef.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I've noticed those. Okay, now it's cool to know the story behind them.
Yes.
So you mentioned metal. I always have to bring that back up. So what metal bands are you into?
Oh God. Let me see if I can pull up my playlist. It's like Friday night, so I'm really blanking right
No, you're
now.
fine. You're fine. No, trust me. It happens to me all the time. I always brain fart on these.
I mean, I grew up with old school stuff. I mean, like
You,
Slayer,
you mentioned
Iron
Queen,
Maiden.
right?
Oh yeah, Queen's
Yeah, yeah, Queen's
amazing.
amazing.
I mean, Freddie Mercury has like one of the most amazing voices
Yeah, yeah, loved
ever.
him. Loved him. You mentioned Iron Maiden. I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. I love Bruce
Yeah.
Dickinson. He is a phenomenal vocalist. That dude can kill it. Even being as old as he is, even survive. I mean, I'm not sure if you knew, but he actually had throat cancer. I believe it was a year and a half ago, and he beat it, and they went back on tour. The guy's a
Oh, wow.
monster. Yeah,
I don't
Bruce
know
is
if I knew
amazing.
that. I think I also have like some Opeth on my playlist.
Oh, Opeth is so good.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
just a lot of random stuff really. A little bit of Metallica, although I
huge.
do
Yeah,
really like some of their newer stuff.
you don't.
It's kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really good way of putting like the newest one because like half the
Mhm.
record's pretty good, the other half would try and be commercial, and I can't get into music when it's trying too hard.
Right. And I feel like kind of, especially when you've been in it so long, I feel like it's hard not to kind of get to that point
Yeah,
where you're trying hard to keep going. So,
yeah, exactly. And they're all pretty old now, so.
yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned Opeth. So like, did you ever get into like the scene era of like metal bands like The Devil Wears Prada, Asking Alexandria, stuff like that?
Yeah, I remember I actually had a friend that played briefly with which A Day to Remember.
Okay, that's cool.
Um, I remember like bands like Attack Attack.
I love them.
Um, oh, yeah, they were great. Let's see what else. Pull up my
No, you're
playlist.
fine. You're fine. Take your time.
I actually had it open already before we started. I mean, there's just a bunch of random stuff on here, like anything from Sum 41.
They're good.
Um,
Very good.
I don't know if Linkin Park counts as that. I think that's more like rock metal, but I mean, I loved Linkin Park growing up too.
Yeah, rest in
Uh,
peace.
yes,
Yeah,
that
man.
was
He was
my
such a
favorite.
beautiful person, man.
He really was. If you watch interviews where he's just interacting with people, he seemed just like a really genuine, cool guy.
Yeah, yeah. No, I loved him, and we've lost a few. We've lost a few in that scene, and it's so unfortunate,
Yeah.
man. Such beautiful souls, really.
Mm.
But okay, so I can't believe you liked Attack Attack. That is crazy. You don't really hear many people talk about Attack Attack anymore, you know?
Yeah, I had some random ones on there at one point, like Chiros,
Very good
of
too.
course, Yellow Card. Um, yeah, Attack Attack was one that I haven't heard in a while, but I had their stuff on here. Just like I said, my playlists are always just a bunch of random stuff.
It sounds like it, but it's, I mean, it's a good thing. Were you ever going to Warp Tour? Did you ever go to any of those?
I wanted to so bad, and usually I've been working, so
Yeah.
stuff comes up. Like the type of work that I do, it's easy to get busy, and yeah, I think either that comes up or sometimes I'm out of town or traveling during that. So it's always something.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's actually not around anymore. I miss it. That was
Yeah.
my funner days for sure. This one's kind of a funny question. Did you ever have a scene phase? You can be honest, I
Scene,
did. Yeah.
I wouldn't really say I had a scene phase. Like I still do. My hair's a darker red, but I mean, the closest extent to that was me dyeing my hair like different shades of red.
Okay.
Um, but I never really had a scene phase. I mean, I had a phase where I wore like leather jackets and stuff with a lot of clothing. um, but yeah, I wouldn't say I had a scene phase, but I mean, I was definitely into some of the music and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I always ask because I feel like most of us, because we're kind of like, in that older range, and the MySpace days are so long ago. I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, I was ironing my hair and listening to Stick Stickly walking to class every day.
I mean, I definitely had friends that did, and I did, like the graphic tees and ripped jeans, like Converse and stuff like that. But
And
I wouldn't
bands.
say it was actually like, see, oh yeah, I had side bangs.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I still have side bangs,
yeah.
but yeah,
Me too. I
the
feel that. I've kept my
the ones
side
where you
bang.
can't see.
Yeah, I've kept my side bang for like I shave it off every once in a while, but I always just go back to it. I'm like, I just feel so comfortable with a side bang.
Yeah, I feel naked without it.
Yeah, it's like it helps. I don't know what it helps. What it helps.
It's confidence.
It is. It is. People don't understand. Hair could really help you feel confident.
Yes.
Okay, were you able to get a good playlist up?
Or am I looking? What type? I guess like what I'm just listening to currently,
You
or
mentioned The
just
Weeknd. You mentioned Iron Maiden,
oh,
Metallica, some 41. That is okay. That is all over. That is so cool. So, do you listen to? This is another question. Do you listen to like standalone artists who just perform like a single instrument, like Victor Wooten, who's a bass player, like Steve Vai, who's a really great guitarist?
Yerima. I believe his name's Yerima. He's a pianist. I
Okay.
think he's Korean pianist. Oh my God, his music is so beautiful, and it's classical. But he plays piano, and it's just that. It's no singing or anything else. And it's funny because when Jinro and I met, he actually knew of this artist too, and we kind of bonded over that because not everybody that I know knows about that. So he's amazing. Definitely worth checking out.
I definitely will. That sounds like a really cool artist, and what a way to have a starter with that. Because I think that's like the hardest thing when you meet someone for the first time. It's finding out music taste, and usually
Yeah.
it's either it's like oh my god, or it's a oh. It's never like a good middle ground.
Yeah, it's a good way to kind of figure out if you're gonna like mesh well with somebody because if you just have conflicting music tastes and absolutely hate what they listen to, it's probably not gonna
Yeah,
work out too well.
because then that
Maybe.
transfers into TV shows and animes and video games and just kind of stuff like that. Because I don't know, you could tell a lot by you could tell what a person's really into by their music taste. I would definitely say. Like I like a lot of J-pop too. I'm sure you said everything. So do you like J-pop?
I listen to a little bit and a little bit of K-pop. I won't lie. I have a little bit of BTS on my playlist.
No,
Um,
me too.
I mean, I
it's not
actually
it's
didn't
not
until
bad.
recently. And then I was like, you know what? Let me actually listen to them because I think because it was so everywhere, I was kind of initially put off, like, I don't know, it's just hyped. And I listened to some of their music. I'm like, okay, I kind of like a few of these.
Yeah,
Loud a few.
yeah. It kind of grows on you slowly. It kind of grows on you, and that's where I'm at. Um, so kind of switching up from music. What type of TV shows are you guys watching right now?
Umbrella Academy. I'm
Amazing show.
obsessed.
Upset.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. I like follow Justin Min on Twitter and everything. He plays Ben. Oh my god, I am so obsessed with that show. That is like, and I like shows like that. Some of the ones that stick with me the most are kind of that style. Uh, like another one that I really love that's a bit older is Misfits. I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but that was another one I was absolutely obsessed with.
I haven't heard of that. Was that like early 2000s?
Yeah, and the concept is basically these juvenile delinquents are caught in this storm and randomly get superpowers. And it's like the concept is just regular people getting superpowers. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're not just going to start saving the day. It's just going to be a lot of weird stuff happening
Oh my,
and
yeah.
messing up a whole lot.
Oh my God, this looks hilarious. I'm looking
Oh,
at
yeah,
it right now. I gotta
it's
watch
so
this.
good. And it's a British show. Actually, the guy that plays Nathan plays Klaus in Umbrella Academy.
No, okay, I definitely gotta watch this now. That sounds really cool.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
so good. So
I'm always looking for good comedies because whenever I don't watch comedies, I'm not sure if, it's similar to you, but I always watch really bad horror movies on Netflix. I don't know why
yes,
that's a thing, but I feel like most of us do that.
I love horror movies.
Yeah, I me too.
Um,
But there's so many bad ones that outweigh the good, so I end up watching a lot of bad ones.
oh my god, it happened. Well, there I think they're more bad than good in general. So uh,
Yeah, I was just actually rewatching the Paranormal Activity, like all six movies, and I remember three not being so good, but when I rewatched it last week, I was like, I think this is my favorite one. Did you like three?
you know what? I actually didn't watch too many of those
Oh,
because
okay,
I guess
okay.
like, the concept for me, I was like, I'm not really into the. I don't want to say low budget because there are good low budget ones. I guess the concept, I was just like, it doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean because it since it's been played out so much. I mean, there's so many better movies. Like I'm not sure if you've ever seen Grave Encounters. Ever heard of
Oh,
that
that
one?
sounds familiar.
It's on Netflix. That one's a pretty it's a pretty good one. I would actually recommend that one. That one's pretty good. Um the
I
Blair
didn't watch that.
Witch, yeah, like the Blair Witch one was okay. I think that was like the first one ever that did like that whole guy behind the camera and some craziness happens. But
Yeah.
I'm more into like the full budgeted ones, like you mentioned. I love The Last Exorcism. I'm not sure if you ever seen that one.
Mm, uh, you know what, for me, and it's probably because I'm so busy all the time, my
No, you're
memory
fine.
gets
You're
shot.
fine.
It's like I gotta like look at it, and sometimes I'll be like, no, I don't remember that, and then I see like the picture of the trailer or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, wait a second, I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. That's a very true. Like I remember ones that I've seen
Yes, I've
recently,
seen that.
so that's kind of like not fair because I just watched these recently. But if you were to ask me about a movie like right now, I do forget. And sometimes I'll even rewatch a movie and I won't remember that I saw it once till I'm halfway through and I'm like, wait a second, I did see
I'm
this.
I'm so bad about that too. In fact, like when you were asking about TV shows, I was like saying the ones that came to mind, and then like 5 minutes later, it's like, oh yeah, South Park. I watched that one too. That's like one that I've watched almost, or definitely every episode of at least like 2 or 3 times.
Oh my god, that's basic for me. But Office, The Office is definitely my
Yeah.
South Park. I know from that response you didn't like The Office too much.
No. It's good. It's good. It
Okay,
was
okay.
just laughing. I was drinking my tea too.
Oh, okay, okay. Because some people that say that too, surprisingly, I'm not sure if it's like a new Reddit hate train or whatever it is, but so many people now are like, "Oh, The Office wasn't that funny," and I'm like, "How can you tell me Michael Scott was not a comical genius in that show? I loved him. Him and
Oh
Dwight
no.
were just amazing."
Oh God, Dwight.
Yeah, but I just like really awkward humor. I think that's what it is. Like that like attracts me. I'm like, dude, I love awkward humor. It's just different, you know. But I do love Friends. I'm not sure if you've ever seen Friends. I feel like most of us have.
Yeah, no, we definitely seen Friends. Probably had that haircut at one point too.
Okay, okay, yeah. I mean, it was a stylish haircut. No worries. It was. It was. Okay, so that was a lot of me. What horror movies do you like? Like, I know, not so you don't like think too hard on it. Something that just comes to mind, like, what is like a horror movie that you would recommend to someone?
Oh gosh, if I'm thinking just of ones that okay, I'm stuttering. Let me
No,
think.
you're fine. You're
There's
fine.
I guess one that I really love. I don't know if it's so much horror though, but Silence of the Lambs is one of my absolute favorites.
That's a really good
Um,
movie.
it's so good. In fact, I love that whole series. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a classic.
Huge
So
classic. I've seen all of them. Yeah.
I love the Scream franchise, and I'm so excited. There's like a new one coming out
Scream
because it's like
Five. I know. I can't wait.
they get so bad, but they're still fun to watch.
Yeah,
So
I completely agree. Completely agree with that one.
I mean, there's so many. Like, there's actually some that I haven't even seen yet. Like, I wanted to see Brightburn, and I still haven't seen it.
It's okay. It's I think the concept was amazing, like the idea of like an evil Superman, but the way that they
Mhm.
did it was very, I don't know, I guess the term's like very Hollywood. They didn't explore the story too well. They didn't really give, I mean, everything was kind of silly. It's just kind of one of those, but yeah, I definitely still recommend it because all the killing scenes are crazy. Like you'll definitely be like, oh my god, like there's some crazy ones in there. It's a slasher for sure.
Oh, another good one is Train to Busan.
Oh my god, I
Yes,
love that movie. I know many
yes,
people have
it
seen
is so
it.
good. And
I
I actually recommended it to somebody on Twitter, and then they were saying the same thing, like, "Oh, this is amazing."
dude, I cried so much at the ending. I because one of my friends told me to watch it, and the way that he told me to watch it, he just kept laughing. He's like, dude, just watch it. I'm like, why are you laughing though? He's just like, just watch it. It's amazing. At first I was like, well, I laughed too because I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like you see all these zombies just going full, destroying everything, and it wasn't even that big of a budget movie, which is crazy. And then
Yeah,
it hits you with the most heartbreaking things in the last like 30 minutes. You're like, what just happened? Why am I crying now?
it was an amazing movie.
Uh,
Definitely,
you,
definitely up
you
there.
know they're making I think the sequel is either out or it's coming out soon.
Yeah, I saw the second one, and I think it might have come out already. I'm not sure because, like I said, I've been so busy. I'm back, like I am so far back on some of these. I haven't watched them yet, but I definitely saw they were making a sequel.
Yeah.
I think it came out this year.
It looks like it's already out, and the score is a little low, and that makes me a little sad. But I can't always trust Rotten Tomatoes because sometimes people could be wrong.
They do get it wrong sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch it. So
Did you ever watch Us? That's a movie that I think is pretty interesting.
let me look at the trailer.
Yeah, it's the one Jordan Peele's ran it. It was like about like the doppelgangers basically coming out from under the
Oh,
ground.
no, I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my like watch list or to watch later list.
Yeah.
But it looked like amazing, so I'm guessing it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a movie that he wants you to watch it like 3 or 4 times. It's one of those because he puts so many Easter eggs in it. And to really get the story, it really did take me 2 watches. That was like the first movie where I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch an ending explain. I actually want to watch it twice because I love Jordan. And
Hmm.
the way he directed the movie is really good. The music in it's great. The only thing that's kind of not so great without spoiling too much, it's like he wanted to make this movie not like a typical slasher. So like a lot of like the crazy death scenes are off screen, which is a little
Mm.
weird. So like there's not much blood in the movie. Like he definitely worked like the way that he filmed it, basically films it where you don't see all the deaths, but it's still a great movie nonetheless.
I mean, that's a cool take though, because sometimes that becomes a crutch in these horror movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think I would mind that too much.
And that's exactly what he said. He mentioned that he was like, I didn't want to make a like a normal slasher. I want to, make something that really gets to your mind and to your feelings. So I love Jordan. I think he's really good. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I definitely feel you about being busy. I have not been able to play any games, watch any animes or movies, and like ever since I started doing YouTube because you just get so busy with like your normal job, and then you come on here and then you have no time for anything. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I feel you. Like a lot of mine is multitasking, like playing a game while I'm catching up on my YouTube watch later list at the same time as like keeping an eye on my emails after 5, of course. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, still working from home at this point, so you would think I would have more time, but in reality, it's like it feels even busier.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I've been working from home for months now, and I think what it is, it's like when like when you're at home and you're next to your YouTube computer, you'll just never stop because like it's so easy just to jump back on, make a video, jump back off, and then by the time you're done with like your video editing, I'm sure you're already going to sleep half the time.
Yeah, I mean, it can become a lot too. Like, actually, with 2020 being the way it is, um, I've been so busy at times I've had to cut back on uploads a bit just because things will get that crazy busy. But I'm actually trying to pick back up recently.
Yeah,
So,
I've noticed. I've noticed you started doing Grand Cross more. I think you posted a Pokemon Masters today, right?
yeah, I do play Pokemon Masters and do that occasionally as well. Mainly because I just really enjoy that game. So it doesn't always get the most views for me, but it's a game that I like highly recommend and enjoy playing. So I still like sharing it with everybody. Same with Grand Cross. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. And then Dokkan, I change up. I do a lot of summons. Sometimes I'll do like gameplay or showcases and stuff. It just kind of varies depending on how much time I have in the week after work.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
think that's the biggest thing. We all just I wish it was more hours in a day. That's the
yeah.
best thing. It's yeah, and I could imagine. So like what are your work hours like? Do you work like the 12-hour shifts right now?
It's just kind of, well, I mean, it's
Varies.
quite unquote a 9 to 5 job, but you know, I'm available afterwards if needed. Sometimes things carry over. It's just sometimes I have stuff I need to do on a weekend. I mean, technically, I don't always work weekends or have to work weekends, but stuff carries over. So,
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, yeah, my work schedule sucks. They make us work 10 hours, but it's kind of like a nurse's schedule. We work 10 hours, but we only work 4 days a week, so we do get 3 days off, which is nice. I love having 3 days off a week. I think that definitely helps.
oh yeah, I've done a schedule like that with a former job, and the days can be kind of hard, but at the same time, having that extra day or so off is nice.
Yeah, because like you could use 2 of those days to go out, go crazy, do your errands, work on all your stuff, and then you have an extra day of just being able to actually watch stuff, which is really nice.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's the nice stuff. So, are you into anime at all?
Absolutely.
Okay,
If you haven't seen the wall behind me, Nvidia's. I don't know how much of it's visible now, but I definitely into
I've
anime.
noticed it a couple times, but I want to ask first.
Yes.
What is your anime watch list right now?
Right now, I'm actually not watching too many right now. Some of my favorites now, probably be more accurate, are like My Hero.
Okay,
Love it. Attack on Titan, absolutely. I've been watching that since it, first dropped. So definitely love that one. Dragon Ball's always favorite. I occasionally rewatch it too. I think when quarantine started, we started rewatching stuff like GT
oh my
just for the
god,
hell.
how was it watching GT in 2020?
I enjoyed it, but I think because stuff's so nostalgic for me, I always geek out over stuff. So sometimes people rewatch stuff and they're like, "Man, this is corny," and I'm the type where like, "Yeah, I'm excited. I don't care if it's corny. I'm enjoying."
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. Like I like
I
corny things.
yeah, no, I thought it was, it was still a lot of fun rewatching and stuff and rewatching some super and stuff as well. So
No, definitely, definitely. Yeah, no, I always find myself writing these crazy lists because I want to watch all these different animes, and I try keeping up with like the current season, and then I just end up rewatching Dragon Ball from the beginning and watching GT and all that.
yeah, I'm so
That's
bad at just rewatching stuff. Seven Deadly Sins is another good one that I really liked watching.
I have to give it a second shot. I saw like the first couple episodes, but I never really like finished it. So it
My
does get good.
Yeah, and my advice is anytime you start a show, especially anime, because it's so easy to binge watch those, give it the first season because there's so much development and stuff that's going to come with the characters, and you really don't get a feel for how things are going to turn out until you kind of get toward the end of it. Same with Umbrella Academy. Some people don't like it's not an anime, but just an example is Umbrella Academy. Some people didn't watch like the first 2 or 3 episodes, but then I'm like, just give it a few, just watch it through, and then by the end of it, they loved it. It's kind of a similar concept with some of these animes. Just give it the first season at least.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay. So I'll definitely give it another shot. I have no problems going back and watching that because there's a lot of good waifus in there. Because in a Grand Cross, that's the funny part. Like I won't lie, I've spent a couple dollars on I think it was Blue Lilia. I think that's her name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that one kind of was like the one that broke me. I was like, okay, I really need her. She's so cute.
Yeah, shaving that. I mean, I love Bond, so I love Bond and Some Deadly Sins, so it's fine. I understand.
Bon is the
He
little
is
oinker.
no.
No,
He's
okay.
the no.
I thought that was his name for some reason. I was like, is that the little pig?
No, Hawk. That's Hawk. Oh my
Okay,
god, I
okay.
love the oinker. No. He's the tall. He wears like you've probably seen a lot of pictures of him. He has like the red suit on. Tall guy, kind of cocky sometimes, but he can be sweet. Um, if you see a picture of him, you'll probably be like, "Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about." Especially with Grand Cos.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that little pig's cute though. But okay, so okay, I definitely have to re-put that on my list because originally it was I saw like the first 5 episodes when Grand Cross came out because I was like, oh, let me watch the anime. But then I, I you just get kind of lazy too. I think
Yeah,
that's what
but I mean,
happens. I start watching stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool, and then I'm like, I'd rather just put on like a bad horror movie. That's what
no,
happens, really.
it's
Um,
funny. Oh,
no, no,
go
go ahead, go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, you go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know. I can mind like it's funny because I like a lot of the older animes too. Like one that I always liked. It's actually a little darker. It was a lot darker though. Is like some of the older ones like Elfen Lied
Oh,
and
I
stuff.
loved Elfen Lied.
Oh, yes, I loved that one, and I do kind of like the horror anime as well.
Um, so have you ever seen Higurashi?
No, I don't think so. I'm over here like no, wait, no, let me look. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that one.
That one is it's a really, really
No, I haven't seen that one,
yeah, okay.
but
That I
I'm gonna
highly
check it out.
recommend it. It's very bloody. It's very horror-esque. It's really in your face. It's very emotional too because I know some horror animes don't really hit that emotion. Like Elfen Lied did. Elfen Lied did definitely got
Yes.
me in my feels. Another kind of got me in my feels, but Higurashi
Oh,
had me
I love it.
crying. Yeah, remember another that told me
That one's
that one was
good.
good. It was good. So
It
wait,
was so short, but it was good.
I wish it was longer. That was the only thing.
Yes.
The animation was great. The deaths were great, and then they just ended it. I'm tired of them ending the good animes like that.
I was sad about that because it was so good. I was like, I kind of want some more, and like they did an amazing job with it. Yeah, that was definitely a good one.
Yeah, yeah. So let me think. So Dragon Ball. So do you like slice of life animes?
Slice of life.
Yeah, kind of like Clannad, Angel Beats. If you've ever heard of those.
No, I haven't had heard of those. There's a lot that I still haven't seen yet,
Okay,
so
okay,
I'm
understand.
always up for recommendations.
Yeah, I highly recommend Clannad, and if you ever watch it, let me know if you cry because I cried a lot. I'll be honest, it's one of those. And when I was talking to Jay
Oh,
Fanta on here, I was like, Jay, did you really not? Because he said he doesn't cry. He doesn't cry ever, from what he was telling me. I'm like, how did you not cry in that anime, dude? Everybody cries. It's so hard.
oh my God. No, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check it out because I haven't seen that one. Oh gosh,
make sure Jin watches it because I'm sure when he
he's not gonna
watched
cry.
it, he's not a crier. I
No,
think he
I don't
might.
know.
Maybe this was it hits really hard.
I mean, I'll definitely make him watch make him watch it with me. But yeah, I'll check it out because there's just so many.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
know,
many I've
right?
watched, but there's so many more to watch. There's just a ton of options out there.
I know, I know. Every like whenever I get on Twitter, people always recommend games, this, that, and I'm like, I want to quit my job and just play video games and watch anime. I miss being
Yeah.
18. Why can't we be 18 anymore?
I love anime in general. And anime movies, there's a lot of good ones too, like
Have you?
Princess Mononoke,
I love that one. Did you see
like
Your
one of my favorite.
Name?
Your Name? No, but I've seen it. Wait, no.
Is that? I don't even.
I
Maybe
think Jen was telling me about that one.
that one's really good. I think you'll like that one.
Oh no, no, Your Name. Somebody was telling me about this recently because I remember the picture here.
Yeah, that one got me pretty in the feels.
Screenshot for later.
What? Okay, what other anime movies?
Akira.
I need to watch that. I can't believe I'm like 20 years late to that, but I really do need to
Oh,
watch it. All
watch
my
it.
friends have.
It's amazing, especially just the visuals and stuff are incredible. It's a good movie, so definitely a deep movie to get into as well. But it's really good. Anything by Studio Ghibli too, like anything.
Yeah, yeah, phenomenal studio, phenomenal. I love them. Okay,
Yeah,
so okay, so you have a very wide taste in everything. That's so cool.
it is. It really is, and it's funny because it makes it really hard to give my top five in anything because people are like, "What are your top five?" I'm like, I don't know. I like a million things.
Yeah,
I can't give you one or two.
yeah. I know we talked about music and anime. This was gonna be funny. Are you guys into reality TV shows at all?
So not as much now, but
Okay.
I've watched a few.
Okay, yeah, yeah, because I'm actually really big on reality TV. I love 90 Day Fiance. I
Oh
live
yes,
for that
okay, that one.
show.
What's funny is that's one that I made Jen sit and watch, and I think he hated it, but at the same time, he's like, okay, kind of getting invested in the story, like what's going on? Because it's like watching a train wreck. You can't stop.
Yeah, it's so good. I remember watching that for the first time ever, and I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. People are
It's
not this
crazy.
crazy. And I'm like, yo, people are this crazy. It's so interesting. Getting married, like, after what I think it's they meet each other and then they propose like a couple weeks later. I'm like, are you guys insane?
Yeah, I mean, I do watch 90 Day Fiance. I think the other reality shows I watch are mainly like cooking shows, like anything with Gordon Ramsay.
I love oh my like Hell's
I love
Kitchen.
him. Yes.
I missed his one show where he used to travel to restaurants. I forgot what that was called, and he would go and like fix them up, give them like recipes, deck it out for them, and like he would
Yeah.
save it.
What was that called? But he would go around. I did see some of those, and that was pretty good too. Like he'd go and help him revamp the menu and everything,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
change up the core. Yeah, that he's. I love Gordon
He's such a
Ramsay.
nice guy, such a cool guy. People always like, oh, he's such a like they say all these things about him in Hell's Kitchen, but I'm like, dude, he's one of the nicest guys ever. Like he's giving so many people opportunities. He gives out money like it's candy. Like he goes to these
Yeah.
dives and he's like, yo, if you guys get your shit together, I'm gonna pay you $50,000 and we're gonna get this set up for you. And it's like not many people go out of their way to do that for people who are struggling, you know. And I the one thing I have read is that people like a lot of the people in the shows would complain about him because they're like he doesn't really come in too often. Because I'm like he's a TV star. He's not going to be hanging out at
Yeah.
your restaurant all day. He doesn't have time for that. Take the money and be happy. Well,
I
I would
can't.
take it.
I can't imagine how busy he is because I know how busy I am, and I would just multiply that by like 50 for him.
Yeah,
So I can imagine he's crazy busy too.
exactly. No, yeah, I love him. So do you like that one traveling food guy? I forgot his name. Where he like he eats bugs and stuff. Where he goes to different countries. Bizarre Foods on Travel Network.
Bizarre food. I feel like I've watched a few
I'm
episodes of
sure you've
that.
seen him.
Andrew Zimmerman.
Yes, yes. There we go.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen some stuff by him. I had to kind of like look at him.
Yeah,
I've watched some
yeah.
of his stuff.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy. Let me think. So, are you guys into like Pawn Stars? I know that's funny to ask.
I know what it is. I haven't really watched much of it. Like, I know the concept. I think my mom really likes that show though.
Why? Yeah, that's such a like. Yeah, I used to watch it with my dad all the time. He would force me. He's like, "Dude, you gotta sit down and watch this." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I guess I don't have a choice.
I haven't watched too much of that though. Like I remember like the older reality shows, and a lot of those I watched even though they were like so trashy. But it was just funny watching them. So especially the old dating shows. Oh my God.
Oh,
Um,
next on MTV.
yes,
Yeah.
that was such a horrible concept though, because they would show up and like literally a second later they'd be like, next.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like the girl's like,
show up.
"Oh, I like movies," and the guy's like, "What?" Ne-
I
they
know
always did that.
that was such, oh my God, it was crazy. And then well, you know some of the other ones that came up.
Like Real World.
Yeah, Real World was definitely,
Oh
that's when
wow.
it started getting like super dramatic.
Yeah, that's when like reality TV shows realized, okay, let's stop being like trying to be real. Let's just script everything and make everybody cheat on each other. We'll do that now.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, literally, I watched a lot of the ones that came out for a while, and then stuff like Flavor Love and stuff. And then after a while, I was like, okay. Like some of the new stuff, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and stuff, I just couldn't do.
Yeah, it's too much for me. Like I respect her grind. I mean, I think she's the like
Yeah.
the richest bill not the richest, but like the youngest billionaire. I respect her. I like her, but no, I can't watch it. I can't watch that show. It's too much. That one's too much.
That's just not really my taste.
Yeah, like I don't like. Yeah, I like some realness to it, and that just feels so scripted and fake and boring that I'm like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, those types I really don't get into. And nowadays, being so busy, I don't always get to watch a lot, so I try to be a little more selective,
Yeah,
unless I just have a free day to binge watch everything.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And then when I do have my free days, I end up just going on Netflix, and that's the worst part. I just watch something random on there and forget about my list.
Yeah, Netflix or Hulu, or I save a bunch of stuff to YouTube and just go through that too. It's just a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah. So you mentioned YouTube. What type of YouTubers do you like outside of like Dokkan?
So outside of Dokkan, it's kind of funny because I follow a lot of like true crime stuff because I'm like obsessed with true crime stuff. And then some of the other types of stuff I watch is really just for the people. Like there's a few channels I watch that it's not so much like the content. I just love watching the people. Like let me look at my watch. I actually have my watch list right here. So, like Rumi Official's one that I like. He's a big YouTuber and he's funny. Um, like Marky, Def Noodles. I don't know. Brad Mondo. He's funny. Like just really just people that are kind of like fun to watch. Um, and outside of that's outside of the Doka Battle community. It's just like random.
Yeah, yeah, definitely get that. Yeah, no, surprisingly, I'm actually really into vloggers. Have you ever heard? I'm sure you've heard of him, David Dobrik.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I'm a huge David Dobrik fan. I love everybody in that squad. Uh, this one's always embarrassing to say because everybody hates him, but I do like Logan Paul's content. I like the
You know,
reformed Logan Paul, not the old one.
I mean, I'm never gonna judge somebody on liking something because at the end of the day, we've all liked, celebrities or artists have done a little bit of shady stuff, but then they clean things up. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I respect guys who or gals, whoever, that's able to come back from doing like such a terrible thing and just like completely rebranding themselves, completely changing their image and just becoming like more heartfelt and real. And he's done a really good job at that. Like he really switched up. And I think it just came with age, really because and I can only imagine being 21 with $20 million in your bank account. It's like,
yeah.
what am I like? I can't say it would have been any better than he was. I don't know how it would be. Imagine, I can't imagine having $21 million at such a young age, where you don't know anything. You haven't gone through life. You haven't really struggled a lot yet, and you just have
Right.
20. Like, what do? You live a fantasy. It's crazy. So, but now, of course, when you grow up, he definitely grew up. So I respect him for that. And
Yeah, I mean, getting a lot of money like that at any point in your life can really change things too.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of sad lottery winners that unfortunately lose everything because they go crazy and they just, throw it all in the air and don't invest, don't buy houses, and they just spend it all. And I'm like, oh my god, I just want 10. If I just had $10,000, that would change my life.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps. I mean, it's one of the reasons we work so much is to like keep things comfortable.
Yeah, I know. And you guys just moved into that new house recently, which congrats.
Yes.
It's always exciting.
Yes, it's nice having more room. That's
Yeah, that
definitely
it's always nice. It's always nice. Do you guys have any pets?
so I
No,
did.
right? Oh,
Um and when I moved to the city, like I've lived in a city. When I moved to a different city, um they went to stay with my parents because my parents have like a ton of land that they can just run around on and have fun, and it
oh,
seemed like a better fit for them, and they're getting like plenty of attention too. So with me being so busy, I was just worried about them having like enough attention and stuff, and my parents were like kind of excited to have like more companionship.
yeah, yeah. So no, that's always nice. Yeah, my dad actually has all five of my dogs because yeah, it was a very similar thing. I moved to a different state, and I just told him like, "Do you want to keep all the dogs?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not moving. I love them." So he has all five in his yard, and he's happy.
Yeah, and they already knew my parents. They're already familiar with my parents, so it wasn't like a huge adjustment, and I still get to see them when I go home. So
Oh, that's good. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah, but do you ever miss having them there?
Oh my God, all the time. But at the same time, it's like, I know they're probably a lot happier, but they do get sad sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I would. There was been like yeah, I miss all my dogs, and then I guess I was crazy. So we adopted a bunch of dogs at my dad's, and then when I moved to a different spot with my mom, we got cats. So now I have dogs and cats in two different states.
Oh.
And the three little girls I have right now, I'm in love with. Like these are my babies, and I could never like any. I know a lot of people say, um, cats are like horrible, this and that. I'm like, no, dude. I love cats. They're so great. They're so nice.
Amazing. By the way, I am always open to people tagging me in cat or dog pictures. I love
I
animals, so
got you.
feel
I
free,
gotta start following
to post
pages.
them.
Yeah, yeah. I posted a couple. I posted a couple of these gals being silly. They're very good with photos. Both of all three of them
Um,
actually. Oh yeah, they're cute. I love cats, but I love dogs too. I think it's just two different types of like cute. Like cats are like, I just like that's like the sad part. It's like cats you want to hold and hug a lot, but they hate it. And then dogs, I also like to hold and hug, but they scratch me and they start licking me, and I can't do it for very long. But yeah, I mean, I love both. I definitely love both.
yeah,
Okay.
same.
So the main thing that I asked you before coming on
Mhm.
was Pokemon and Animal Crossing. So
Yes.
what's going on with both of those? Because I am a huge Pokemon and Animal Crossing fan.
Oh my God, I've always been a huge Pokemon fan, kind of like with Dragon Ball, just grew up with it. I love it. Lately I've been playing Pokemon Masters and Pokemon Go and Pokemon Shield. I don't have Sword, so Shield. Um, and I know Shield has another um, Crown Tundra's coming out.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So
It is.
I'm very excited about that because I liked Isle of Armor and the game overall was just a lot of fun. And I know there's like more Pokemon coming out with this new one, so I'm really looking forward to that too.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. I've been excited for that because that was like the biggest complaint I had about Sword that it only had 400 Pokemon, and this was like the first game where you could actually catch basically all of them, um, without having to like do Pal Park. What was that called in Diamond and Pearl? I forgot. I think it was Pal
oh
Park
crap, yeah,
or something.
I
It was
forget
something
too.
like that. Yeah, it's been so long, but like you didn't have to transfer anything. Like you're able to get everything there, but I couldn't get any of my favorites. I couldn't get Piplup. I couldn't get Totodile, and I was a little sad about that. But is this your first time playing through it?
Through Shield, so when I got it, obviously we're all in quarantine, and I actually got sick around the time I got it. And it was a present from Jin getting my Switch, and he bought me Shield and Animal Crossing.
Oh,
And I got sick, like pretty sick for a while, and I if I wasn't working, I kind of cut back on work a little bit to recover and cut back on videos, and I was playing it and really beat it. or played through everything pretty quickly. So then I was like, oh, I was kind of sad because I did Isle of Armor after that, and then I was just running around catching stuff, and then I was like, well, I actually didn't expect to like Animal Crossing. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try this because he'd gotten it too because everybody was talking about it. And I started playing Animal Crossing. I'm like obsessed with it now.
Yeah,
Um,
it's so addicting. And so this is the first time you've ever played Animal Crossing ever.
yeah, so I really didn't
Wow.
play Animal Crossing before. My brother did. He loves he's played all of them, but I never did. I think I like played around on one of his once just to check it out, and didn't get as into it. But it I am like today. On my lunch break, I was taking a lunch break, and I'm sitting here like, oh, let me add some roads, and I'm gonna like build this little thing over here, and like I'm obsessed with like creating like more rooms and stuff, and like decorating my island, and I keep checking the island ratings.
Yeah, I was so annoyed with Isabel because it was always like, oh, you have too many weeds. Oh, there's too many trees. Oh, you have to go pick this up. I'm like, ah! Are you? Did you beat the game yet, or you're still like getting to like that level 3 mark?
No, I already did. To the point where what's his name? He comes and sings.
KK.
Yeah, KK. So yeah, I already got to that point. So I think I'm like a 4-star rating now.
Okay,
Um,
cool. That's
and at this point, I'm just like decorating a lot.
Yeah, that's what that game does to you. No, I've been playing those because like Animal Crossing originally came out on the GameCube. That was like the first one, and surprisingly, I guess when I was like 9, it always like interests me to play like sim type games, and that was like one of them. So yeah, I love Sims. And then
Absolutely.
dude, like Sims 2 on the PlayStation 2 and on PC was like the greatest time of my life.
Oh my God. I have so many. I played all the Sims. Like I played everything from Sim City to like all the Sims up to current. Like
I
I have a
call
lot of memories of like modding stuff
Yeah,
too.
I can only imagine the amount of bodies that piled up in all those playthroughs.
Oh my God.
I think that was like the biggest thing that most people did, was locking someone in and like taking out all the doors and everything in there.
Oh, I felt bad though. I like did once or twice. I was like, oh, I feel bad.
Oh, okay, so yeah, okay,
Even though
okay.
it's a game. But it's funny because Jen, we were talking about it one time, and he was laughing because I was like, usually there's a few different ways I would play Sims. One is I start from the ground up. I like work really hard. I get the good job. I like make a lot of money and like get to the top. Two, I hack it and do like mother load or something, and just get instant money. Or three, you like marry the richest person in town and then kick them out of the house. And
Yep.
usually one of them three.
Yep, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Especially if you weren't using cheat codes, that was like the best thing because you're like,
Yeah.
I need money, so it didn't matter what they looked like, it didn't matter who it was. I would grab them, be with them for a day, and then once I divorced them, I had tons of money.
Oh yeah, I did that once, but like the guy was old and he died before I got to kick him out, and then he was just haunting the place, and I was like, oh God.
Oh, I always hated that. Seeing the ghost hanging out there, and like the
Right.
Grim Reaper came. That game,
Oh
Sims is
man.
so good. I miss playing that, but I don't know what it is. Like I tried playing it recently, and it just didn't feel the same anymore.
I mean, it's still fun. I think for me, I don't have a lot of time for it, but I say that about everything and end up making time for some. So I guess I just don't enjoy it enough at the moment to make time, but I get nostalgic sometimes and go back to it.
Yeah, I feel okay. That's okay. So nostalgia. What games were you playing like in your younger years then? Like just
Uh,
Pokemon type of stuff?
yeah, I played a lot of Pokemon. I played Tekken games. Like I really like Tekken 3. Um, Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World was a lot of fun. Chrono Trigger. I really loved Chrono
Oh my
Trigger.
God, Crown Trigger was amazing.
Oh, and the OST, the
Oh,
music was so good.
what was it called? Luminous Forest or something like that? I loved that forest theme so much. That game was so good.
Yeah, that game was or is I guess you can go back and play it, but yeah, Chrono Trigger was amazing too. I'm trying to think because I played so many, some of the older Final Fantasies. Um, It's hard because when you're trying to think, like, what did I play back then? It was like so many video games.
Oh, that's impressive. No, because for me, I just kind of played like the same things over and over. Like I played a lot of Sonic, I played a lot of Mario, and I played a lot of Pokemon. And that was kind of like it. I didn't start like experimenting more till like middle school, I want to say. And that's when I picked up like F7, F8, and then when I started getting to like Persona and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've played all sorts of stuff. A lot of the, like the FIFA games too.
FIFA,
Um, yeah, was it FIFA? Or am I
the
thinking?
soccer game.
Yeah, yeah. I love soccer.
Okay,
Love
that's
soccer.
cool. That's really cool, actually.
This is like my video game taste is just like everything else. It's very random and yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, I mean, just with the music, the TV, it's always good to be invested in different things because when you're invested in just in one thing, life could get pretty boring, and I don't like that. I like being, I love playing different games. I will like switch my taste up like that. Like I'll change up my music taste sometimes, games, stuff like that. But the one thing that I think we both could agree on, it's like that Dragon Ball love. It can't change, you know? I don't think that
Yeah,
could ever
no.
really change.
I think it's good to try different things. Like kind of the motto I've always had is just, try something new because you never know if you're gonna like it or not. Like I do that with food, um, movies, music, video games, everything. It's like food, for instance, there's so many things that I didn't think I would like, and then I love them, even though other people don't like them, stuff like that. You just gotta try new stuff all the time.
Yeah, yeah, no, I completely agree because that's how I got into so much good like Asian food because me and my friends were always put off by pho. I'm not sure if you've ever had that. Like the
Plenty of times, yeah.
perfect, perfect. Well, no, the reason why I ask is because so many people I've met haven't, and everybody has like the same thing, like, oh, it's just ramen noodles, and then I'm like, I finally tried it. And I'm like, this is not ramen noodles. This is almost, it's probably better, honestly. I like my pho a lot. It's really good.
Good. I think I prefer ramen to be honest,
I like the
but
broth. I think more in pho. I think that's what it is. Like the broth, just it's not very. Like, I mean, it's extremely salty, but like it. I don't know. It just hits a little different. I guess that's like the the best
it's totally
explanation. But no, I do
absolutely.
love ramen too, though. Yeah, I've gone to like a bunch of ramen bars, like in Texas. They have a whole lot over in Dallas, and I've gone to so many different ones, and I love those ramen shops in like New York, Cali. I love, I love it.
Yes.
It's just it's for whatever reason wherever I move, there's never a really good spot for it. It's just my luck. It just sucks. I have not found like a really good ramen shop, so I only really eat it when I travel, and which sucks.
Oh, there was some really when I've been to places like Vancouver and Seattle, and I found some
Oh my
like
god,
really nice ramen shops in Vancouver. Oh my God.
Seattle has the best food ever.
Yeah,
They have so much food. The because the port's right there. Everything's just fresh. Oh my god, and there's so
yeah, it's amazing.
yeah. I've always like wondered. I'm like, I wonder how it is to live over there. But my uncle's been out there for a while, and he doesn't like it too much from what he's told me. Mainly because of the weather. I think that's like the put off to everybody is like the weather.
I love rainy days, so stuff like that doesn't bother me too much. And at one point, I actually really wanted to move to Vancouver, but work and stuff. I was thinking of like transferring, and I was like, maybe later on in life. But I loved it out there. You got like the mountains, the coast, the food's good,
Yeah,
great.
that's true. It's true. Yeah, when I went, I did have a really good time over there. But no, definitely my dream spot and somewhere down the line is Florida. I would love to move to Florida. I've
It's nice.
it is nice because I'm a huge Disney fanatic, so I'm like I would love to live close to Disney.
And then spend all your money on Disney. I mean, Disney's great though.
Yeah,
It's
well, I
expensive.
lived in Florida before, but it's so expensive, so I moved out of there. But um, if you live there, all you have to do is spend $30 a month, and you could go to Disney as many times as you want. It's crazy because you have the annual pass.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I have some friends with that, but yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
But yeah, yeah,
I,
no.
I mean, they have Star Wars now, so
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
know,
love
I
that.
know. That's a question. So, are you? Do you like Disney?
Disney, yeah, I grew up with Disney movies. I love Disney movies. I like going to Disney. They have Harry Potter World, which I geek out over because I love Harry Potter.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Star Wars, and they have that now. So
I know. It's so cool. It's Oh, I miss it. Whenever I think about going back, because there was a time period when I used to go there every week for like, it was like an 8 month period. Like I would drive 4 hours every weekend to go. And it was like the greatest time of my life. But of course, like you said, costs a lot of money, so I can't. I had to
I could.
think about my future. I was like, okay, I can't do this no more. Gotta, probably go to school and get a job, and that's what I did. Hopefully, like all our dreams, YouTube become something, and we could enjoy life like that. I would love to just be able to
One
travel
day.
a lot. Can you imagine? Like, so many people are able to just vlog their travels and they make millions of dollars, and I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, I'm happy for them. I'll never be like, oh, that grind sucks. Like, no, I'm happy for you guys. I wish it was me.
Oh, yeah, no, traveling's I've traveled quite a bit, and so does Jinro. Like that's another thing we bonded over. And traveling is so worth it and so amazing. That's one thing people should really invest into because seeing different countries and you're trying different foods, seeing different views, meeting different people. It's incredible. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, it is. I still haven't left the country, but I've been to almost every state. Like the first country I want to go to though is Japan. I really, really want to go to Japan.
Oh, me too. I haven't been yet, but we were actually supposed to go this month and or
COVID.
September last month. Yep. And when that hit, we had to cancel. Probably, we're definitely pushing it off to next year. So we'll be going next year. But
Oh,
it's been a while since I traveled. I think some of the last times I went out of country were like to go to Vancouver. Went to Mexico a few times before that, and I've been all over Europe. So
oh, that's sick. That's really cool. No, yeah, I definitely got to do that. It's just like it's just money. Money is such a problem for everything. Money is the issue. We gotta get rid of it. Just get rid of it, and we could do
it
everything for free.
it's hard. But if you look for good deals, sometimes you can find stuff that's not too bad.
Yeah, I've looked around, but I don't know. I think it's like also like I'm scared to like go to another country like by myself. I think that's like primarily it, but I need to. I gotta. You get so caught up in just working every day, and doesn't like, does that ever like hit you guys where you're just working every single day and then you just kind of get like bummed out?
I know what you mean. I like my job well enough, so I don't get bummed out. But I think sometimes I miss like the freedom of
Yeah,
traveling more and stuff. And I know you were saying like it's kind of like a scary thought to travel abroad by yourself, but really sometimes it's good to get outside of your comfort zone because it kind of refreshes you.
that's true. I have read a lot of people that do it. I've read so many people that just go to Europe with a backpack on by themselves and like they'll sleep on park benches and they'll rent like rooms for a night.
Hmm.
No, that's a good point. I think that's like my biggest thing is just kind of like fear. Like I've traveled a lot by myself in the States. Like I've driven like 20 hours there and back. I've driven to Texas, New York by myself a couple times. Like I've done all this sort of stuff. I drove to Seattle one time, and I like that. I don't. I feel comfortable with because like I'm in like my like I'm driving the car. I think it's more like once I get to a foreign place and not knowing like the language 100%, that's what kind of scares me. It's like, what do I do?
Yeah, but at least we live in a day and age where like you have apps and stuff that can help now. They can like auto translate. Um, like for instance, Google Translate, you have an app where you can translate signs in real time. I think they even have things that can translate as people talk to you.
Yeah, yes they
So
do. Yes they do.
yeah, so there are like there's even more ways around that now, which is really cool.
Yeah, you're right. I'm making all these excuses. I'm going to Japan next year. That's what I got to do.
Bookmark it on the calendar.
I'm gonna write it down right now. I got go to Japan. No, but no, for real. That is amazing advice because it's true. Like so many of us don't like to do things because of our comfort zone, and I think one of the biggest things for me, as well, of leaving that comfort zone was actually doing YouTube. I think that was like my biggest fear, but it was something I always wanted to do, and I'm sure you felt the same way when you first started, right? Like that pressure of, oh, all these, people might not they might not like me, or it might not go anywhere. And doesn't it just get
Oh
so
god.
much better after your first video?
It really does. And it was so scary at first. It actually was like super scary at first. I'm very outgoing in real life, very laid back, but there was something very daunting about it. And I remember I was almost like not shaken, but I like had this weird feeling in my stomach, and I'm recording and it feels just awkward because you're in front of a mic for the first time. And I didn't even show my face for a while because I kind of wanted to ease into that and get a feel for it. And I went from being so nervous to, and you get like comments that aren't too favorable sometimes, and you're like, oh no. And then you get to a point where it's like, after you're doing it for a while, it's like, you know what? I'm having fun with this. You feel laid back, you feel relaxed, and you're always gonna have some people that like are saying, negative stuff, and it doesn't even phase you after a while because you're just enjoying what you do. And I think that's the biggest thing is it's so scary, and then you get into it and you just have fun with it. It's not so daunting anymore.
Yeah, it's true. And I think the biggest thing, and I'm sure you could agree, it's yeah, you do get some mean comments, but how many good ones do you get? And like how good do you feel that your voice resonates with another person so much that they're taking the time out of their busy schedule, because look how busy we get just working a full-time
Yeah.
job and uploading. These guys are doing the same exact thing, and they're just listening to our voices playing a game. And to me, that's like the most beautiful thing about YouTube. It's like you build such like a family and such a connection to different people, and it's almost in a way that people online end up becoming like better friends than your IRL ones sometimes, because these people like are really there for you. They always got your back. They're always checking up, and I really like the community that YouTube is. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of negativity that um, it's just easy to kind of ignore when you have all these other people supporting you.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't focus on the negativity because there is, just an overabundance of supportive and amazing people. And I've met amazing people doing YouTube, like several people I enjoy talking to. Like, gosh, there's so many. Like, I think I was talking to Sir Loaf recently, Hanton, Need to Go, cool guys. Tiger's really cool. Nolar, Truth. You guys know Jen. He doesn't count right now because he's always here. But
Yeah.
um, Rami, just so many cool people that I've met doing this, and there's a lot more that I haven't even mentioned. So we're not trying to leave anybody out. Just point
No,
being,
yeah,
like,
you're fine. No, I feel that because in this week, just kind of like talking to them and getting to know them a bit more. Like it's been a crazy week. Like I talked to Toon for a bit yesterday, just kind of like on VC, and like you said, like these guys that you watch for so long are they're all just really cool guys. They're all funny. We're all cracking jokes. Hydros is hilarious. I mean, him and Nolar together are a really funny duo. I still gotta see Nolar and Jin together. I've been trying to set up a drunk night with them because I think that could be a lot of fun. But
oh god,
I'm sure it's a blast.
yeah, they're hilarious to listen to outside of recording for videos too. It's it's definitely fun. I mean, there's just so many cool. I mean, Talon's another one that was really cool. I mean, we played Among Us with I played Among Us with Talon and Toon and Nolar and Goresh and several people last week, and it was just hilarious. I think they put highlights up on 59 Gaming
Yeah,
from it.
yeah, I watched. Are you gonna be on it tomorrow? I think they're doing
Yeah,
it again. Cool, cool.
yeah, I think I'm going to. But it was just they're all cool guys, and it was oh my god, it was hilarious though because none of us, I think, like Bebop popped in for a while and he knew what he was doing, and I think Ignat was there and kind of knew what he was doing, but pretty much everybody else was just like figuring out as we went.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I have not touched it, so I could imagine how a lot of you guys who are very busy were like, "What is? What are we doing here?"
It was just a beautiful mess and so much fun. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I completely understand. Well, we just passed that hour mark, and that's typically like how long I like to do these things. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you on here. I've had tons of fun because I have not been able to talk reality TV shows in a long time. So I've I've had a
Yeah.
really good time doing that, and the advice you gave has been phenomenal. And thank you so much again for coming on. Do you have any closing comments?
No, just thanks for having me. And like I said, everybody listening, try some new things, get outside of your comfort zone. Just do it. You'll thank me. Just do it. Have fun. Just
Okay.
have fun with life.
That's great advice. And again, thank you so much. And guys, if you guys enjoy this, please go check out Social Fire's channel if you haven't already. 100% you have to. Her work is amazing. And again, thank you guys so much for the support on this podcast. And you all have a great night and take care.
Bye.